Coming close behind.
Okay, that was super effective.
Okay, so for this next piece, we're going to be going over wrist grabs. And when people are grabbing your wrist, what does that look like? What does that entail? And how do we deal with that kind of situation?
Regardless of what martial arts system, they all kind of have three basic moves, you know. So as he's grabbing here, I can move to the outside over here. I can move to the inside, or I can move straight up and down, this way or this way. So everything else is kind of based around those from wrist escapes. One of the key principles to wrist escapes is you don't want to fight. This is the position where he's expecting a fight. I don't want the fight to go here. I want to move around this point, right? So a couple of things. I'm always going to escape through the weak part where the thumb is exposed there. That applies to any one technique. But I move around this point stays in place, and my body moves around it, right? So that's one key principle that we want to look at. So just this way, and then straight up and straight down. Straight over, yeah. Obviously, there's lots of variations where it could be two hands on one, it could be grabbing this way and pulling along kind of a thing. If I have to deal with this, isn't it better if I was able to do something before he actually grabbed me? Don't you agree?
Yes.
Right? Because this is going to be a little bit of a struggle, even though you did it really well. I would prefer if you had more situational awareness. So as he goes to grab me, notice what happens. He comes into my space, right? You see some targets that become apparent, right? He comes into my space where I'm then free to go for eye grabs, to attack the throat. But what I wanted you to do here is something a little bit more tricky, right? As he goes to grab, just take it out of the way and see how he kind of gets like, what just happened? There's a little bit of a stall here. That gives me the moment that I need to do an attack. I'm going to step back and I'm going to hit across there. I'm just hitting with a cupped hand over the ear, and this shoots compressed air right into the ear, breaking the eardrum.
Use your feet too. Use your body to move, not just your arm.
Boom.
There you go. Nice.
Perfect. Boom. Okay, and just like always, we want to follow through, right? So as we do this, we're going to be here. Boom. Then we're going to look, where's the next target? Boom. And we're going to finish so that we can be sure that as we're escaping, they're not following you. Okay? So then at least get 2 to 3 attacks. Nice. That was perfect.
It's good.
All right, just because I like you guys, I'm going to teach you one of my favorite techniques, right? We both hate this because it hurts like crazy, right? So what we're going to do here, this right along the seam of the pant, right there, I'm just going to knee, and I'm going to just kind of walk through, boom, as I go in. Imagine if this happens, he goes to grab, I'm here, boom, this is exposed, you just go, bam. He'll be running after you like this, right?
It's already like that, and that's not even full force. So I can't even imagine how.
Right. So the key is that you don't have to do it hard. You just have to penetrate through the target. You just got to go through with your, because in reality you will do it hard. But for training, Justin can walk for the next video, right? We're going to do it softly, okay? But just remember to follow through. There's another scenario that Justin encountered.
One of our friends was out dancing, and he was doing good, and a whole bunch of the ladies came out, and they're dancing like, oh my gosh, yeah, this is fun. One of the guys got really angry. Dude comes over and pushes one of us out of the way and grabs his wife and walks out like this. But it was pretty intense there for the first few seconds because stared at a couple of us down and was just like, whoa. So things can escalate really, really quickly. And that immediately made me think about this wrist grab.
This is going to be the attack. Justin's going to come behind you. He's going to grab your wrist. He's going to just pull you as if he's escorting you out, right? And in this case, it was a husband escorting his wife, obviously not in a kind way. So, she has to decide what's appropriate. But if it's a stranger doing this to you, that's more the scenario that we're going to pretend that's happening right now. Okay? First of all, I want you to know what I'm expecting as the perpetrator, right? I'm expecting that I'm going to encounter a little bit of resistance, but because I'm bigger and stronger, I'm just going to overpower, and I'm just going to pull them along, and I'm expecting not compliance, right? So let me do it with you real quick. What would you naturally do if some stranger just started to grab you and pull you away, right? That's exactly what, right? You're going to like hold back a little bit. So that's normal, and you'll probably do that instinctively. I just come in here, right? Then I'm going to come over here, and this is what's going to happen. Because she was strong, I had to grab with both hands. Right, so that's probably the scenario that's going to happen. Based on what we taught you earlier, what do you think you could do from there? Right, let's just say, so I'm here, right?
Coming close behind.
Okay, that was super effective. I didn't even have to show you what to do. That was awesome, high five right there. Once I was down, what should you have done after that?
Run.
Run? Yes, potentially, or maybe to give yourself a little insurance, stomp on my ankle before you run. Just something to create a little bit more of an injury. I could have got up and ran after you, right? But if you stomped on my ankle before you left, because I'm down, it's easy to kick a man while he's down. In love and war, all things are fair, right? The next thing that we want to do is look at this from, let's say, more of a martial art mindset, where you have somebody who's actually trained, whether it's a trained professional. In this scenario, we want to explore somebody who's got a firearm. He's going to grab my right arm to prevent me from getting to my firearm. And then I've got to, if I just stand here like this, I'm going to get clocked, right? This happens, I've got to be moving. So I'm going to get off to the side, I'm going to create this shield with this hand right here. Then from here I can control the back of the neck. Then it's easy to come in here and get this, and then I can control him, right? So at this point, he's not going anywhere. If I was law enforcement, I could then put him into compliance and handcuff him or whatnot. But another thing that we like to consider, can I have you guys be a bad guy? So I'm going to put him in a control situation, right? Really quickly, I'll just say I'm here. And I'm not going to be looking at you. You're his buddy, right? And what are you going to do? Yeah, when you see an opening, you got to go for it, right? That will keep me practice my situational awareness. But, good. You're a good bad guy. So as he grabs my thing, the first thing I do is step off at a 45 degree to the rear. I expose, or I bring up my elbow here as a shield in case that comes through, right? I've got this as a protection. The nice thing about this is it also measures distance. From here I can quickly attack, I can control, and then from here I can do that wrist escape from here, and I can put him down here, and then I can control him in this position. But here is where I want to, show awareness. Then I'm going to take you down, right? Good. All right. Well done. Thank you. Okay, so that kind of wraps it up for the wrist escape concept, knowing that it can be a wide variety of attacks, and then you just apply some of the same principles they apply to whatever scenario you find yourself in. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.